Hello and welcome to the short video on how to use the Vlookup function with false. A Vlookup function is used when we require Excel to look up a particular table and return a value from that table. Quite often they are used for price lists. In this short example, I have a little table here from cell A1 to cell B10, which will be my lookup list. Before you can begin any Vlookup formula, it is important to know that a Vlookup list must be assorted in ascending order by the first column. So if you're using text or numeric, remember that your first column on a Vlookup table must be sorted in ascending order. Otherwise, the Vlookup formula may not work correctly for you. To sort the table in ascending order, select the cell range. Click on the Sort and Filter command in the Editing group. Click on Sort A to Z command. And the list is now sorted in ascending order by the first column. Let's begin the Vlookup formula. Select cell C14. We require Excel to look up the products that we will enter down here in column A. We would like Excel to find those products up here in this little lookup list. After it has done that, we would like to instruct Excel to go to the second column, find the price for that particular product, then come back down and multiply it by the quantity in column B. Let's select column C and enter our Vlookup formula. Like all formulas in Excel, it begins with the equal sign. Equals Vlookup, V-L-O-O-K-U-P, all one word. Open brackets. Begin the Vlookup at this point in cell A14, comma. Go to the cell range from A2 to B10. Since A2 to B10 is our Vlookup list, we want to make this an absolute cell range. To do this, now simply press the F4 function key. You will notice how this applies an absolute cell range to this particular A2 to B10 cell range. Put in a comma. Then go to the second column. So now we put in a 2. So far our Vlookup formula reads equals Vlookup, open parenthesis, A14, comma, A2 to B10, absolute cell reference, comma, 2. Let me close the bracket at this point to show you why we require the word false. I will omit the word false on this example just to show you. Close brackets. Multiply that by the quantity in cell B14. Enter. Now that we have the formula, we simply select cell C14 and copy the formula down. And the Vlookup formula does its job. It is in the following cell. It has looked up bananas from the Vlookup table, gone to the second column as instructed, come back down and multiplied by the quantity. Let's put in something that's not on our Vlookup list. Banjos. And I will say 10. Watch what happens when I ask it for the price for banjos. Excel instantly returns the calculated amount. But have a look at our price list up above. Our products price list include apples, bananas, carrots, garlic, mangoes, onions, oranges, plums and potatoes, but no banjos. So why then has Excel entered 26.50? Well, in this case, Excel has looked up the Vlookup table for banjos. Couldn't find it, but it went to the next nearest piece of text, which was bananas. Found the price for bananas and multiplied it by the quantity, 10, and entered 2650. This is because we did not use the word false in our formula. At this point, I could simply select cell C14, click on my formula bar and redo the formula. But instead I will give you a chance to have a look at the formula re-entered again. So let's enter the correct formula this time. So it's equals V lookup, open brackets, start on cell A14, then go to the cell range from A2 to B10. Remember to press the F4 function key on your keyboard to make it absolute. Then go to the second column. Next, so here is the extra comma, and have a look at what Excel now does. It produces a little tip saying false. In other words, enter the word false if you need an exact match. So anything else is false if it's not an exact match. Let's type the word false. Close brackets, and then of course multiply it by the B14. So take a look at the formula. This time we're asking Excel, start a VLOOKUP function beginning in cell A14. Go to the lookup table, which is from A2 to B10. Go to the second column, that's what the 2 stands for. Go to the second column where you will find the price. Anything else is false. So if you do not find the corresponding text, which I have in column A, within the table, then it is a false request. So it's an exact match that I'm looking for. When you have found the correct match, multiply it by the quantity. Press the Enter key. I am now going to click into cell C14 and copy the formula down. Watch what happens when I include banjos this time. Now Excel, because it has been instructed to produce false if anything is not included in our little lookup table, it returns an NA, non-applicable. So this is when we require the word false in a VLOOKUP formula. The VLOOKUP formula with the word false will always produce an exact match of the products that are in the table. So be very careful when you use the word false, because if you have mistyped or misspelled a word and it does not match the product list in your VLOOKUP table, then this could be a possibility of what's happened if you're getting NA as a result in your formulas. Thank you for watching the short video on the VLOOKUP function with false, and if you'd like to leave a little comment, I would appreciate it. Or check out my other videos on Step by Step by Miriam.